Good morning, and welcome to Morning Cereal.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Wednesday. Now, I know it's hard to believe that we're already to the middle of the work week, and I think it's even harder to believe, however, that we are at the end of April already. I mean, what a great month. We've been moving into spring, and now we're just around the corner from summer. Good times. But maybe even harder to believe is the fact that there is a National Denim Day. And there is. And it happens to be today. So good news for those of us that grew up in the 80s and the 90s, because we can go get out our old jean jacket that was acid washed, or our favorite pair of blue jeans from the 80s that were acid washed too, maybe. I don't know. But let me just say this. There is no cheating allowed. Those jeggings do not qualify for National Denim Day. And today is also National Hairstyle Appreciation Day. And if your neighbor has a bad hairstyle, it's okay to tell them, because today is also National Honesty Day. So the universe continues just to bring it all together. And lastly, I learned how to play Mahjong this last weekend at a soccer showcase that we were at with our team down in Austin. So I want to say happy National Mahjong Day to the Mahjong moms. That was a bit of a tongue twister there, but I also want to say thank you to that group of moms for letting me into your group, sharing some wine with me, and having some laughs. It was a lot of fun. Well, our quote today is not one of the Mahjong moms, but Amy Grant is a mom, and her quote is about positivity and resilience. And Amy Grant said, quote, "More important than talent, strength, or knowledge is the ability to laugh at yourself and enjoy the pursuit of your dreams," end quote. All right, well, let's move on to today's news facts and birthdays, and they're for April 30th. And we're going to start back in 1859, and that's when Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, his story was first published in weekly installments that ran from today through the end of November in a periodical called All the Year Round. It's a great book. And now moving to a great toy, on 1952, the Mr. Potato Head toy became the first toy advertised on television on this date. Then lastly, on this date in 2009, you might remember that during the Great Recession, the Chrysler Automobile Company, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on this date. Eventually, they combined with Fiat so that they could stay in business, so that we could all buy our favorite Chryslers. Well, happy birthday to you if today is your birthday. You share a birthday with actress Kirsten Dunst. She's 43 today. Actor from Christmas Vacation and The Big Bang Theory, Johnny Galecki, he's 50 today. And NBA great and a member of the Detroit Piston Bad Boys that gave my Michael Jordan such a hard time in the 90s, Isaiah Thomas. He turned 64 today. And the number one song on this date back in 1991 was Baby Baby by Amy Grant. Now, this song, which is a love song, it just has an air of innocence and fun, and it really takes me back to those innocent years of youth. But for Amy, it was her second number one hit following her duet with Peter Cetera on the song The Next Time I Fall. And this song, Baby Baby, it received 3 Grammy nods. Well, let's give a nod to some self-improvement here. We are reading through Stephen R. Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And we are in Covey's second chapter, The 7 Habits, an overview, where Covey discussed how important and influential habits are in our lives, with habits being defined as the intersection of knowledge, skills, and desire. We all know that now. And these habits, we all know, are on a maturity continuum, right? That takes us from growing, from dependence to independence to interdependence, right? And these habits, we learned yesterday, can be highly effective when properly implemented in our lives and properly balanced. So today, Covey's next subchapter here in chapter 2 is 3 kinds of assets. And he doesn't keep them a secret from us. The 3 assets Covey describes are physical, financial, and human. And the first asset Covey discusses is physical, and he compares it to a lawnmower. Remember yesterday we talked about the need to take care of both, or balance both, the production and the production capability? Well, Covey did not take care or maintain of his lawnmower. This would be his production capability. And therefore, the lawnmower did not cut the grass well anymore. This would be the desired result, or the production. And Covey says if he would have maintained the lawnmower along the way, it would have continued to work and produce its best results. But since Covey had let it go without maintenance, it was basically not effective anymore. And it would now cost far more to bring the lawnmower, the physical asset, back into its peak performance. So Covey's point here is if we ignore the maintenance on physical assets, whether they be a lawnmower, a car, a computer, our furnaces, our body, or even our environment, it can have a tremendous negative effect on the effectiveness of those physical assets. And you'll find that this is similar to the second asset, financial assets. Covey says, quote, "Our most important financial asset is our own capacity to earn," end quote, and that we must, quote, "continually invest in improving our own production capability," end quote. If we ignore this maintenance or this growth of ours, then we expose ourselves to being, quote, "locked into our present situation, running scared of our corporation or our boss's opinion of us, economically dependent and defensive, and again, it simply isn't effective," end quote. Lastly, Covey talks about human assets, and the way human assets fit into this P/PC balance is just as fundamental, and Covey believes more important, quote, "because people control physical and financial assets," end quote. Covey covers this human asset subject a bit more in depth before he finishes out this subchapter. So we're going to finish that out tomorrow. So come back for that as we dive into it a little bit more. And then we're going to finish up that subchapter, which brings us, I think, 1 or 2 subchapters away from part 2 of the book. So we're making really good progress. Well done. Okay, if you're feeling extra frisky today with your denim, give those pant legs a little tight roll at the bottom. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Come back tomorrow and have a fantastic day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Morning Serial podcast on the One Life Live It channel. You can find more episodes and videos by visiting our YouTube channel and the website at Sean Inglis and at SeanInglis.com, where you can also follow our other podcasts, the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis podcast and the Life Happens podcast. In these other podcasts, we'll dive deeper into everyday issues, self-improvement and well-being, business and finance, and we welcome special guests too. So join us. It'll be a good time, I promise. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.